Okay, we're good now. Flandy's actually here in spirit, but also in voice. So if you don't mind, Flandy.
Once again, live from the streets of Las Vegas, here we are doing a midweek session again with the other side of the crew. Yes, here we go. Who's taking it away?
Last time on difficult terrain, the group had reconvened after splitting up and has split up once again. But with Kevin in hand, Vhalen's seemingly long lost brother, as
Wait,
well.
wait, hold on. What do you mean seemingly?
Seemingly long lost brother. No, well, like not long lost because like you didn't know. Like, anyway,
Thank you.
Yeah. His long lost brother Kevin, and, reconvening with the group after getting him. The rest of the group unfortunately had the bad news of reporting that Treebender had been taken. And in kind of trying to backtrack and follow the trail, you decided to head to Mukami's, as she had a contact who seemingly saved her owlbear companion from some kind of perhaps fighting ring, trading ring, she wasn't sure what. But in contacting her and asking for her help, she contacted the person who gifted her Waku, and turned out to be Kodrono's mama, Corvira, who came to the group as quickly as she could and let you guys know that she can get you in to the thieves' den that she is familiar with, but she won't really be able to help you once you're in there. So since then, the group has been sort of devising ways to have a right excuse for being in there, as you're a very colorful bunch and it's very easily recognizable too. So the idea is you're trying not to look like yourselves while also being able to find Treebender. And Corvira has made it pretty clear that she's also trying not to burn all the bridges in the den, as she's still discovering and unraveling things. So she sort of asked you to be careful with that, but also know that you really can't lean on her once she gets you in there. So Mukami has been working on outfits and makeuping for some of the team. Eirene has been made to look like a tiefling with some horns. Duvessa had her hair kind of dyed black. And Duvessa also let the group know that she is going to be breaking away at some point to investigate her own interests that are likely within the thieves' den. Which is also our way of letting her off for Ramadan. So Duvessa will be breaking away from you guys once you get in there. And Nyurja was turned from a bronze dragonborn to brass, because I always fuck that up. I always wanted to call her brass, and that's why I said bronze real hard right now, because I was like, it's bronze. But she looks a little bit different. If I remember correctly, you handed off your money. Well, a good portion of your money. You still have some on you, and you handed off Mithril Majesty as well. And I think you're just kind of in like, I don't know if you put on a cloak or anything like that, but you look like a different dragonborn.
She gave me a cloak to kind of hide some of my armor, I remember.
Okay, yes. And Vhalen has disguised himself to look like a Githzerai. He has, I'm assuming you're leaving your frost staff, although I don't know if you designated anyone.
Oh no, it is in my bag.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And I also want to add one thing before I go anywhere. Bag is alarmed.
Yes,
I did cast it, and I'm also going to take a disgusting hump of honey and just coat the entire top half of it.
Oh,
and keep it stuck to me.
Okay.
So if anyone tries to get in there, I'm going to know 2 ways.
All right.
That sounds very gross.
Sounds great.
I'm going to deal with mage hand, so I'm not obviously honey handed.
Right.
Well,
and
your hip is going to be like super honeyed.
Yep, that's good. I got prestidigitation. I'll be all right.
I'm a Githzerai monk with some honey bags.
Wow.
I do remember you casting your alarm and doing that, so that was totally fine. And lastly, Kodrono was being disguised to be a bodyguard for one of these disguises. If you would like, obviously, you can change things up if you want. And just so the group knows, you haven't left yet. You're going to be leaving very soon. So if there's anything else that you want to say or get done or pass off to whatever, you still have time to do that. So it's not like you're already out the door and you're fucking off.
Awesome.
that's where we find our group. The rest of the group, which was Valafar, Ryland, Kemin, Kambish, and Rusi, headed off to go meet with Valafar's contact, Bag of Nails, which you guys ran into, or he ran into during the Treebender kidnapping, basically. So we're catching up with the other half of that group now, and you guys are free to do whatever you'd like. Corvira is ready when you guys are. Mukami is kind of there as well to help you out, but whatever else you might need.
Actually, can I just ask, Fuz, I know that you and I discussed that Nyurja would give the glaive to Ryland. Can I just make sure, because Neners brings up a very good point, don't I need the glaive to, have, I know his name, Kelren to protect me from lead demons.
Do
Do I know that?
You're not entirely sure. From what you understand, it is probably that.
Okay.
But I mean, it's also up to Nyurja to, I guess, think or consider that as well.
Okay.
It's up to you. Like, how do you think that would be on her mind? Do you think she would think of that before getting rid of it? Like, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, Vogley definitely would not have thought of that, but Nyurja might think of that just because it's been, of focus for a while. So
Literally on her mind.
Well, you know what? Give me an inch check. We'll say that this is her figuring out whether or not she remembers at the moment.
int. Okay, I'm on normal, public. Where's my int? Okay.
Never a good question. Where's my intelligence? Oh yeah. She definitely remembers. You're like about to hand it off to Ryland, and you just feel your grip kind of tighten on it. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I kind of need this probably. So yeah, I would say she obviously remembers that and
Okay.
doesn't need to.
Then she's gonna have to figure out how to disguise this somehow, and to be a little less conspicuous, or at the very least unrecognizable. I don't know. Maybe she could turn it upside down with the blade, the business end of the blade, the sharp end. So like with the butt up, the sharp end down, and like point it out so that it doesn't necessarily clip her legs when she's walking, and the sharp end is up. Would that be possible, so that she's not like cutting herself and it looks like a staff unless someone is actually really looking, and then they see the blade at the bottom?
So you're just turning it upside down, essentially.
Basically turning it upside down and hoping that the cloak that Mukami gave her can kind of cover up the bottom.
Mm-hmm. It is. I remember you did have a thought to kind of cover it before. You do know that part of the reason why it is usually on you the way it is because it's a very magical blade. It cuts through almost anything.
Yeah, I remember you saying that the last time.
Like if the cloak brushes by it, it's getting sliced up.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can Nyurja ask Mukami, is there something that's magical that I can put over the blade to sort of hide it, make it look like it's something else?
I'm not the magic person, unfortunately. I have some things that are like a little kick of enchantment, but unfortunately nothing like that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What if she wrapped the scarf around the top of it?
Oh, like as if you were like putting it through the dimensional space?
Yeah.
You could probably do that.
And then it looks like kind of like a stylized, like...
Yeah. She'd have to like make sure it's pretty secure because it could just like fly off.
I got chains and I got rope. So let me know what you need.
We're good to
go. So Nyurja is going to laugh and nod and just consult you and speak to you on how it looks as she's attempting to put the end of the blade into the scarf and try and hide it. What if I wrap it like this? Do you see anything? Can I? Does it look like a broom? I kind of want it to look like a broom.
The two of you can roll survival either with advantage or you each roll one.
Can I roll? I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I have a flat survival roll, Nenners. How's yours?
I have a 2, but it's Nenners, so it's a sub 10. It's up to you.
All right, Nenners, you roll 1, I roll 1. Let's try.
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Nyurja, as she was putting it on, like there were just glimpses of the mithril, like shining blade that Vhalen could see. So he's just kind of tucking it down and hiding those spots. But with the two of you, it looks pretty good. Doesn't look like there's a 3-foot blade in that scarf. Fine.
Blade.
Speaking of magic, and you should probably take this. And Ryland's gonna take off his hyena tactics earring and fashion it on Nyurja, and he's gonna offer you his ring of intelligence pack for people thing. I don't have roll 20 up.
Yeah.
What?
They did describe this last time.
Oh yes.
The other two, Valafar and Ryland, are giving up their pack of clarity rings, which are the ones that you get investigation checks at advantage if you're within, I think, 5 feet of each other. So hold on, I'm gonna share it with everybody so you guys have it.
No, I can't go in like Jesus.
What do you mean?
That's very defining. Like I have the halo. I have to turn it off.
Oh, the Jesus halo!
Yeah.
No, you cannot. You should, yeah, definitely not.
I mean, you can do it. Go for it.
Oh my god!
I mean, go in and then just lie blatantly and be like, "Oh, this baby, that's my pimple. Don't worry about that."
I have found enlightenment.
All right.
And as well as the hyena tactics earrings, right?
Yes, I just clicked show, so if it is equipped to you or is it available to you in any way, it should be visible. Keyboard should.
Okay, so Kodrono and Nyurja have the earrings, and Eirene and Kodrono have the ring. That's appropriate.
You and Vhalen should also have the Pact of Clarity rings now, because Vhalen or Valafar and Ryland handed their 2 off to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, all 4 of you in this group have a Pack of Clarity ring.
I'm just adding that to my inventory. Pack
of clarity ring.
Yeah. Did it not show when I hit show to players?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good. I was like, it should show, I think.
One attack per round. Advantage. Announce the roll. Okay. And I also have the Shadow Smoke Dragon Pipe. Okay.
Yeah, neither of those require the ring nor the earring require attunement.
Yeah.
Talk you through how to use it and how it feels and warn you that because at the time he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna have well, here you go. In case you need to like punch people, this will help."
All right.
You're keeping that, so it'll still help. Just be close to Kodrono, I guess.
Yeah, if you can. If you're fighting, make sure you're like butt to butt with each other.
30 feet. Okay. All right.
I'm going to address Kodrono's mom. In case things don't go our way, which seems to be the theme of the night, is there someone of interest that we can extricate for you?
There are a few targets that I have in mind, but I cannot imagine you doing so in a smooth fashion.
I didn't promise smooth. He'll likely be put in a bag of holding, but...
Then I will politely decline.
I have
I
chains.
also have dimension doors. I
have chains.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
You see her like look over him and just look at you in your monk costume. That's fine. Thank you for asking.
This music is so appropriate for this.
Dale's gonna kind of be disappointed and put it back in his bag.
She just kind of nods. I don't suppose any of you will run into any people of interest. If you do, then you may be in trouble.
Oh,
So, also, it is uncommon to say names in the first place. So, if you meet someone that might be dangerous, they might not be so forthcoming with their name.
Is
But
that how we should also operate?
if they ask you your name, you should give them a name of some kind. Doesn't
Okay.
need to be your real one. But some of the people of interest, there is a hobgoblin female who works there. If you run into her, that spells trouble. There is also a human male with long blonde hair. He is some kind of, I assume, bookkeeper of some sort. Tends to have a lot of important information. And there is, I believe, I've never gotten a good look at her, but perhaps half-elf, human, I'm not sure. A wizard. Very slim and short for a human or half-elf, I'm unsure. But if you run into her, I believe she is a good part of the reason that they are so hard to track and find. In some cases. And just to reiterate, do not extract them. I still need some information, and I need that to remain as if business as usual is still going about.
So these people we don't touch. I understand.
Be wary of them. If you run into them, they either believe every word you say, or they don't believe a single word you say. And that very much depends on how you act.
Do you have any suggestions on how to start off on the right foot?
I'm not sure how to say this, but give them what they want. Act the way they act. You are dealing with opportunists and deceivers. They don't respect the honest. And she looks at the cleric and the paladin. Or the forthright. So they will play games, and might be in your best interest to play games as well.
I see. Give them what they want, but play games with them.
They want games. Because it means opportunity.
All right.
we know any games like card games off the top of our heads?
Well, depending on your background, the soldiers, like Kodrono definitely knows. I think Nyurja does as well. And I think some of you have like dice kits too, if I remember correctly, depending on what's going on. But yeah.
It's the expression owners, I don't like it.
All right, my background's sage, so good luck.
Yo, can you play some games? I grew up in the library. Not great for me.
I have a book of lore.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, she gives you that bit of advice. And if there's anything else you guys would like to do or say,
Do they have any slang that they use often?
did you say slang?
Yeah, slang.
There is a coded phrase that will inform them that you are familiar with the business. It won't necessarily open doors for you, but it might change opinions if needed.
Mhm.
If someone asks you very specifically, where do you hide your weapons? You respond with, the sharpest weapons are in my mouth.
Gross.
Okay.
Gross. I'm fairly certain it has to. No problem. I'm fairly certain it has to do with their love of Sidewinder snakes.
Oh, so it's not like a New York thing where they just have razors in there?
What's New York?
They,
Capital of the world.
they have a love of Sidewinder snakes in particular, or do they have a leaning towards an affinity for reptiles?
The original gang that started here were named the Sidewinders.
Mm.
They simply evolved from there. So, those snakes specifically.
Okay.
See, I think we heard something about them in the past.
I think we did. It sounds vaguely familiar.
Valipar, who is probably still here, would mention that, yeah, they've been known in the area for a little while. They seem to have gone quiet, and he hasn't heard about them for a little bit, but
Yikes.
they're usually part of, like, they used to be part of, like, petty thievery and all that, like, typical kind of, like, street stuff. But they seem to be moving up into more sort of, like, blue-collar crime almost, you know, like, getting money from the rich in strangely legal ways and being able to work the system in their fashion. But haven't really heard a lot about them in a while. They're still active, it's just people aren't entirely sure how or where.
Hmm. All right.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, we should probably get going. I assume I should be keeping my money here on my chest. I guess.
Unless you can secure it, I wouldn't advise bringing it in.
Well, we need to have some kind of capital to make us, play the part.
I think I'll store half of what I have in the pig bank.
The piggy bank does take an hour to eat up to 100 coins, if I remember correctly. So it's, if you have more than that, he takes time to nom it all.
Do you want to take Mr. Onyx with you?
No.
He has some
Absolutely not.
Well, the good news is most of my coins are platinum, so I just give them 100 platinum.
He has some platinum too.
Yes,
You just want to borrow them?
1,000 coins every hour.
Yeah, that must be it.
Yeah.
All right.
So you
We
don't
take
want
him 10 minutes to eat the 100. Oh,
you don't want them?
What? 6 minutes.
6
Yeah.
minutes, sorry.
I was like,
Wrong math. Wrong math. Sorry.
Well, I'll store half of what I have. I imagine that 100 platinum will be good there. In case we do need to buy something.
Just
for
make sure
the
it's-
to do business.
Kept in a discreet place on you.
Mm,
All right.
I have 500 gold on me.
and anyone doing any money things, make sure you keep track of that, because I will not. So just make sure you're doing whatever you want to do with it, and you know exactly where it is.
Ah, shit.
So make notes if you must.
What do we
Yeah.
They're just trying to kind of hide some or keep some elsewhere or whatever. Just maybe.
Where are we gonna drop off our excess cash? I don't know.
No, she's putting some into the piggy bank.
Oh.
Yeah. Money.
Vhalen also has a bag of holding. You can, sack him with some responsibility if you like. He also put an alarm spell on it and some honey, so it's sticky. physically, and it is magically protected as well. So he seems to be trying to take care of that. But
Is alarm a cantrip or?
No, it's a ritual spell.
Well, while we're sitting here talking, you want to put some on mine?
I don't know how many I could have. Let me see.
Well, while you're looking, Foos, I know that I said that I would let Kumbish have the rest of my coin and whatnot, but since he's going with everybody else, can I leave the rest of my coin with Mukami?
Huh?
You're welcome to do whatever you like. You can ask her, of course.
Yes. Mukami, since Kumbish is going with one group, may I ask you, would you feel comfortable holding on to the rest of my coin so that I can, not lose too much? I'm not very good at hiding this.
Yeah, that's okay. Sure. You know what? I have some little hidey spaces that I have here too, so I can do that.
Sure.
I wasn't going to be here all night, but now I really want to make sure that you guys find your friend. So I'll stay here, and hopefully I'll see you soonish, and you can come pick up your money.
Yes, that is so kind. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
So Foods, for your FYI, Nyurja gives her the 1,814 gold that she has, and she's taking 500 with her.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Mukami.
Sure.
Hey, Vhalen, can you hold some of my money?
Sure. I'll use Mage Hand to very carefully open
The honey bag.
the honeyed bag and just kind of just let me know how much you're putting in there, so I can make you square at the end of this.
This math. 3,000.
Jesus. Okay. Giving that to the skinniest guy in the group. Sounds good.
Bag will take care of that. You're fine.
Yep. All right. So Fuzi, if you look at my sheet, just so you know,
Okay.
I don't have any other like pieces other than gold.
Mhm.
So I'm like the platinum's going to be for Kodrono, and that's just gold. I have no other way of easily tracking this. So
Yeah.
if you look at like, why the fuck does he have all this money? Like, no, it's just that's just what I'm tracking. So
What the fuck? He has 3,000 platinum.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, if we're all gonna be going by aliases, I think Irene's gonna go by Dylon.
I already have my aliases. I'm good to go.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god. But speaking of that, Corvira will look over everybody and just. So, do you have your story straight? Do you know what you're looking for, where you're going?
I am going with the idea that I'm a trophy hunter in search of rare prizes and collectibles or things to hunt.
Okay. And she looks at Vhalen. You are.
I'm looking for capable warriors or creatures that could be served in a arena type environment.
And she looks at Kodrono. I believe you were his bodyguard?
He's my bodyguard.
Correct. Now, and Mukami kind of pokes up in the back. I painted little R's over your Nuada symbols. So maybe your name starts with an R so that it looks like, he works for you or something.
My name?
Yep.
I was gonna go with
Rasputin.
Do you want me to change it? I have paints right here.
if you could maybe put an S on there. I was gonna go as Smaragdin the Chili.
I'm sorry, what? How do you expect us to say this?
Is this real?
Can you spell this?
Are you messing with me right
Yeah, it's
now? Okay, no, I got it.
No, what? Okay, can you spell this for us?
Correct.
As you're just sitting there, Kodrono, she just walks back over to you and starts painting over the R's.
Smaragdine. You want us to remember Smaragdine?
Smaragdin the Chili,
Smaragdin.
or the
Look,
Green
I'm just gonna
Grifter.
call you Rags,
Rags.
and
that
you're
works.
gonna hate it, and that's a part of our backstory.
Sounds
That's
good.
fine.
And because I'm sorry, getting back into Corvair. Because you know each other, just perhaps have a reason for that as well. You perhaps are in business with each other and are simply looking for things while you're there. And
Well, as a trophy hunter, I suppose I would know somebody who likes to observe rare creatures in arenas bloodletting on each other.
that's good. And she looks at Nyurja. And you were in search of...
A mercenary in search of a stronger fix.
All right. So then, if everybody is ready, I believe we can get you started.
Hey, hold on. What was Nurja's alias?
I don't think she said an alias, but she was just...
She did not say an alias, yeah.
Okay, junkie it is until we get in there.
No. You can ask her if for her alias if you want.
We are.
Are you?
Are you asking in character? I think that's what...
Yeah, in character, bro. You could just say Irene's looking at you expectantly, like, so... What do you mean? He's Rags. I'm, Dylon. What is your...
My alias will be Nuldath.
What?
Of my... Nuldath.
Neil Duff. I'm just gonna call you Duff. Why? Because we're criminals. There's no respect here.
Okay.
I see.
Okay, so how do you spell that? Jesus Christ.
Apparently I don't make this easy.
No, neither of you.
Yeah, hers is way worse than mine. There's no way.
Don't lie, Nunners.
Get the hell out.
Neil. What?
Nuldath. What?
I'm calling you Doc. Or Dak. Depends on
Okay.
the mood.
Okay.
At least
If you really want to be irreverent, you can say Daffy. Hey, Daffy.
Daffy Duck.
You know, maybe Vhalen can do that. I'll just call you Daff. It's all about shortness. We got to be quick here. We got shit to do.
I see.
She's trying to let some of those like brusque asshole mannerisms see.
come out.
You seem to know what you're doing better. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's how I survive.
Plan's gonna lean in over to Eirene. I want you to know if we get into any kind of combat, in terms of counter spells and anti-magic, you are doing all of the heavy lifting. And just gives her like a pat on the back to like punctuate the sentence.
She like quirks an eyebrow and just looks at him like, you used all of them?
Pretty
All
much,
of
yeah.
them? You're tapped out?
I'm barely tapped right now.
That's a shame. Well, good
Lovely.
thing you partnered with Kodrono.
He like gestures to like his clothing, which is probably torn to shreds right now. Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't
you're gonna have
like
to give us more details about how that went down.
I can fill you in on the walk.
So, Kodrono,
Yeah.
what's your alias?
Muscles and pork. No.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, that'd be pretty
I kind of expected you to go with Lodrona.
I'm gonna call you Chucky.
Not your Shadowfell version. No. Oh.
What about not K Money? What about this one?
Of course, K-Money. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
As you ask, Corvira speaks up from the back. Roll Thor.
Roll Thor.
That's what your father wanted to name you, but
Huh.
he was not going to acquiesce.
What if we just shorten your name and call you Ronnie?
Ron.
Rollo.
Rolos! We got 2 Rolos in the building.
Oh
Fucking
no!
approved.
And yet he's the least chaotic.
So what are we going with? Roll Thor?
Was it roll?
Roll
Roll
Thor.
Thor.
It's in the chat.
It is in the chat.
Mhm.
In the chat is.
Roll Thor it is.
All right, I'm just gonna call you Thor.
Oh God.
Maybe roll. We'll go with Thor.
I mean, he's a thunder bro.
Yep.
Yep. Rolling thunder.
All right. So
So we have Dylan, Rags, Daphne, Thor. Look at it.
so go very smoothly.
Honestly, Irene's just like staring at Vhalen's just like, actually, Rags really fits you right now. Just like staring at his robes.
That's appropriate.
Well, he's in the Gizeri. Well,
Like monk. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were still torn in places.
No, he took them off. Like he had this
Yeah.
outfits, but yeah, he looks like a Gizera right now. His hair's tied up. His brother helped him tie it up into a bun. Also, for those of you who were not here on the Tuesday episode, I forgot because so much shit was going on. But Kemen speaks very broken Common, so he's not speaking like fluently with you guys. He speaks fluent Gith with Vhalen, no problem. But with you guys, it is super broken Common.
Oh, okay. Does he have like the telenovela accent because he has his shirt open in the picture? Because that would be so fitting. He has those long, luscious locks.
Aquan is Spanish. I always think it was like a Slavic language.
Yeah, I
But-
don't see it as being a very graceful sounding language.
No.
Like, it doesn't sound like it is. But the only thing that he does say relatively often in Common is okay, and he tends to give the
Oh god.
it's just okay.
So cheesy.
Like, even if you say something and he doesn't seem to understand, it's okay. That's what they're getting. He helps Vhalen with his Gizeri outfit a little bit, just sort of tying up his hair and then telling him that the queen would be mad at him. But that's about it.
Does he know any other languages?
He only knows Gith and very broken Common.
Oh, versatile. I see.
Yeah, I mean, he was a member of the Gith Yankee community for all of his life until like a year ago. Less than actually. So didn't need to learn any other languages. Also, as Vhalen is finding out, he's not super bright.
Yeah. He's more muscle than
Oh yeah.
thought.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
They balance each other out so nicely.
But Courier will look over the rest of you. Anything else could possibly be discussed on the way, but we should leave soon.
Agreed.
Thank
Yes.
you again for all of this.
You're welcome. And best of luck. Keep your wits about you. And
My tongue's sharp.
Blood Mom.
she just kind of smiles at her son and pulls her hood up. And like as the hood comes up, it seems like the business face comes up at the same time. The smile just melts off her face, and she just returns to that imposing, giant orcish woman. But gives Mukami one last kind of look in a nod and thank you before leading the way out. And you guys leave her Mukami's wares with the half orc and the goofy-looking Patu owlbear in your wake.
Hey,
And
yo, Ragamuffin, you gonna honey my bag up or what?
what?
You want some honey?
For my bag.
Okay.
Let the sticky fingers stink, you know?
Vhalen gets another mage handful of honey. And I assume you're having it closed and you're just going to honey the shit out of the top half of it.
Wait, what?
Did you want it on your bag?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand what the protest is for then.
Oh, I thought you said you put it on her clothes. I'm just like,
No, on the bag. Yeah, no.
He's just gonna put it in your face.
Yeah.
Although you just gave me the hilarious mental image of him just like putting honey all over his hand and then smacking the shit out of somebody.
Oh my god.
If we weren't in wartime, we might put a honey handprint on Ryland's back, but
Yeah, make sure you say whole that. When you do it.
Holat, exactly that. No D, just
Yep.
HOL.
Hold that.
All right.
Why?
Yeah, here we go.
Sorry, I was watching Dubs just playfully almost fling his glasses just to see if he could. Please don't do that.
Sorry.
No.
Anyway, Corvira leads you 5 through the street as Duvessa is also with you. But I haven't been narrating her very much because she's pretty much good to go. She knows what she's doing. So you guys follow her, and she tells you once you guys are out and like a few minutes into the walk, the easiest way to get in, as she describes, is another like 15 minutes or so away. So if there's anything that you wanted to do on the walk, you have a little bit of time, but not a lot. But the closer you get to it, the more she kind of reaffirms you take on your role, like act it out a little bit better. You know, don't walk like a soldier, and like you see her kind of looking over Kodrono and Nyurja and make sure like your posture is different. Don't, you know, Kodrono immediately mean mugs.
Hey,
But
yo, how well can Eirene walk like an asshole?
this is where this party performance check comes in.
Oh,
So
Yay!
I will need a performance check from each one of you,
Yay! Let's do it.
settling into your guy.
+1.
Hey, Dice, remember, I am
12.
playing as Eirene and not Euphemi, so I'm going to need some serious rolls here. I just got out of the hospital, so maybe if you could give me like a luck bonus maybe.
Oh,
Oh.
fine.
Let's go ahead and roll that real quick. That is fucking awful. I don't even know why I tried.
Who has inspiration?
This was investigation, right? That's what you said?
No, it's performance. This is
Yes,
a performance group. It's gonna be great.
It's okay. We still got time. We can rebound on this shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Damn, that's dope for you.
That's fucking flat. That's amazing.
Great. No,
That's Hall of Fame rolls for Vhalen right now.
Oh, man. What'd you
I have
say?
a -1.
Yeah, you have a -1. All right.
Yeah, I read in Vhalen.
Unsurprisingly, is killing it.
She already shady.
Yeah. No, that was Duvessa rolling for hers, which I realize actually she should get advantage because she's using something, but I will just keep the 21 because that's probably good. That's good enough. But it takes a little bit of practice, which you guys are not used to. And Kodrono, every now and then you feel sort of like a tap against your back with your mother trying to like get you to slouch a little bit more. Like the rigid soldier stance is too strong. But every now and then she just kind of taps you. And then with Eirene, she kind of just like leans over a little bit and is just a little less fluid, more rugged. But just kind of motions towards your general gait is just a little too smooth. But those are the only two who get comments. But she does kind of stare down Nyurja and Vhalen a little bit as you guys walk, but continues. And as there is a little bit more time before you get to where she's going, she stops about at the end of a block, in the middle of an intersection, basically, where no one seems to be around. But she kind of not stops, but slows down and just, all right, it's a little bit cramped and small, but this will be the entrance that you will be given. So make sure you act your role. Remember your lines, names. I will probably not be going past the door with you. Good luck. And she turns to lead you a little bit more. And at this point, it looks like it's getting kind of, not the marketplace, but it's relatively close to it. And because of that, some of the roads here have little sort of like kiosks and tents and such that are kind of like a barrier between the road, the sidewalk, and the house. So some kiosks are kind of like lined up there. And some of them are so tightly packed together that it almost looks like a little like row of shanty houses and then the buildings right next to it. But you find you guys walking down there, and it is very late. At this hour, it is like 12:30, almost 1 a.m. at this point. But you're still seeing some people kind of moving around in this area. And you guys are almost never in this area at this hour of the night. So part of you is like, is this normal to have people active around here? Also, like, what are they doing at 1:30, you know, like 1 or whatever time it is. But as you're walking through it, she stops at one tent in particular that's it's relatively tall. It's tall enough to kind of house her if she were to walk into it. But it's draped on all sides. But on the entrance, there's just kind of like the fabric is rolled up. And you see what looks to be just like a human male kind of leaning in the doorway and looking over you. And he seemed to have been watching you guys as you were approaching. But I will need one more group performance check as she gave you a little bit of a pep talk. So the DC is a little bit lower this time around. But go ahead and roll me once again. Oh, no. It's worse. Hey, there we go. Actually,
Nice.
oh, yeah,
Let's go.
you have advantage.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Should I have advantage?
You do not have advantage because she's in direct moonlight outside, and her armor gives her. Yeah, there it is.
yeah.
I'm in
Even
moonlight too.
better.
My goddess likes moons. Does that count?
Yeah, like moons. But they're
She's a big fan of moons.
Oh no! This is going real good.
Right. Sounds good.
Good.
Yep.
Good performance rolls all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 6 is real good. The closer you get, like as soon as she walked up to the man in front of the tent, like it's very smooth to the point where like if you guys didn't know, you wouldn't have really detected it, but you see her push Kodrono to the back of the group. Just very noticeably to you guys, but for everyone else, like you notice his position in the group changes. She's like, this is not working out. You stay in the back. But she approaches and starts speaking, and she's speaking very low. So initially, most of you aren't really catching it. But the human male kind of like looks up, and he seems to be in sort of casual leathers. Nothing seems to be sort of like armor or like I clearly have weapons. He just seems to be in sort of casual everyday clothes, just kind of sitting there with his hands kind of crossed against his chest. But as her voice gets a little bit louder after the initial introduction, she seems to kind of turn a little bit and start introducing some of you. I have interested buyers and perhaps some who are interested in talents as well. I do not know them very well, but they came asking for gifts, and I figured I would send them to the best in town. And you see the human kind of looking past her, which he has to move almost his whole body to do because she's a very large lady, but looks past and just sort of gives a glance over everybody, which thankfully with Kodrono in the back, everyone else seems to be kind of maintaining the disguise. He especially seems to linger a little bit on Nyurja, but then back to Corvira. Well, we can let them in if they wouldn't mind a finder's fee, we'll say. Just, this entrance is one of our most popular ones, but can't have a group of newcomers coming in. Besides, what are they all interested in? And you see her kind of turn back to who's
Turn back to Nubs. What up, Nubs?
What are you doing?
Nubblies.
Nubs is gonna pay our finder's fee.
Yeah. Can he pay it with his meows?
Honey, can I get you to talk now? No, he's distracted. Okay. But who is first? I know that she pushed Kodrono to the back, but who do you think would be right behind her? The other 3 of you.
I'm sorry. Oh, probably Eirene. I'm
Okay.
gonna
And
say
you're
she's
just
like trying to like.
Okay.
If she has like a small pocket knife, she's probably like pretending she's just distracted with that and like picking something or
Okay. Gotcha.
buffing her nails or some asshole shit.
So you see the human male like looking at you specifically, and Corvira kind of gestures almost for you to introduce yourself. And well, I believe she's interested in beasts, was it? And she just kind of lets you speak if you'd like.
Acquiring more pieces for my collection. She's gonna like gesture at some of the rare like trophies she has on her visage and just. Or wouldn't mind observing some in action so I can know how to hunt them in the future.
Go ahead and roll me persuasion with advantage.
Oh God! Why do we bring me?
Why am I here?
Oh, no.
It's okay, buddy. You got it.
I believe in you.
What if I hand him his head?
Wait,
as
is it persuasion or
finder's fee?
performance? Because I swear I just hit the button.
Actually, no, it should be deception because you're lying. Deception, but it is with advantage.
Oh.
Is it the same? I imagine it's the same modifier.
Let's see. Our deception is 5.
Yep, it's the same. So don't worry about it. The numbers remain the same. But he takes a moment to look over you and just sort of nods quietly. I think we have some things that you might be interested in. The arena is not active tonight. The fights have already occurred, so you won't be able to see any in action tonight. If you come back tomorrow, you might see some.
Perfect. You guys got any local legends?
We have a rare import you might be interested in. I hope you have a lot of coin. It's not cheap.
Well, you can probably tell that I'm acquainted with coin. Just again indicating her rarities.
Well, sounds good. And he looks past. I think Nyurja, you said you were right behind her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looks back at Nyurja. And you're escorting, or what are you here for?
Accompanying her, looking for weapons, medicine, to get well. And she's, trying to recall when she was sick when she was young and how that, she had a really bad cold and how that felt. So she's trying to, exude that as she's speaking to him.
Okay. I would say you can roll deception or performance. I would say with advantage because you're pulling from a past experience you can hopefully use.
They're both a +1.
Okay.
I've never rolled deception before, so let's try that.
Okay, nice.
Good ass lack.
That was good. Yeah. But you, as you're saying this, initially, he didn't seem to regard you very much, and it might have been just because you rolled that natural 20 on the way in. So he probably already bought your whatever you are, whatever you're here for. But hearing the reason at first, there's sort of like a head tilt and a little bit of questioning there. But as you continue, there's a soft nod, and we have plenty of things that can get you well, if that's what you're interested in. That's a bit cheaper on that end, though.
As long as you have it.
Yeah. Your finder's fee's cheaper, by the way, if you're just looking for drugs. That is. And then he looks past at Vhalen because Kodrono got pushed to the back. I don't suppose you're looking for drugs. I guess, actually, maybe you are.
Vhalen tries to play it off as like a slight insult. No, I find my enlightenment the natural way. I'm looking for warriors, beasts, things that would perhaps enhance both in a combat situation. The more entertaining, the better.
We have thunder here, and that struck right when you finished saying it. It was magical bad guy energies.
The villain. You're going too hard.
Yeah, the villain. You changed our weather here. But as soon as you mention sort of like nature and like an enlightened kind of like combat or something, you immediately see this guy roll his eyes. But he seems to just like listen to the rest, but is like, okay, what is your deal? So as he's looking, he can sort of see Kodrono's stance behind you. And as you finish saying that, he looks towards him. I suppose the big guy isn't enough for you then? You're looking for other talented killers? Sort of raises his eyebrow.
He's for my protection. Any man who does not make enemies is no man at all.
Roll deception or performance at advantage.
Deception or performance? Those
They're
are
the
both
same, I'm sure.
They're both +0.
Go for it, puppy. I got 0 for you. Here you go.
Okay. We're gonna go with performance because it hasn't let me down yet. I say that now. Where is it? There we go. That's okay.
Hey!
Cool.
Yeah! You guys needed it.
I'm fucking
great.
just.
I don't see the roll, but I'm happy for you.
It's an 18. I got it.
He rolled a natural 18.
Oh,
Plus
shit.
0 because
Nice.
it's Vhalen. But the nice thing is, because he's your bodyguard, he's in charge of your performance rolls, Kodrono. So with your -1, you do not need to roll anything because Vhalen rolled high enough.
Oh, that's great, because I was going to have Irene chip in and be like, you know what, he's looking kind of rigid. Maybe we can get him high, too.
Can you get him out as well? But as he's sort of scoping more Vhalen than Kodrono at the moment, as a half-orc very easily fits the bill of a probably dumb bodyguard who just hits things real hard.
That's wait it.
He doesn't seem to be questioning very much, but nods a little bit. The Beasts Gallery is 50 gold for those who would like to lay eyes upon it.
Irene's kind of squinting at him. Is it really 50 gold? She's not saying it, but she's looking at him to really see if he's just bullshitting. And
You see him kind of meet your gaze with a like mockingly incredulous look back at you, like, yeah. But
did he say it like that?
No, he doesn't say that.
Like a sassy teenager? Yeah.
If you do that, he's like, yeah, bitch, you gotta pay. No, but he stares at you and just,
I love this.
you're welcome to walk away if you don't have that. This is a unique gallery you will be witnessing. Some things
Let me
aren't.
glance back at Govira and then look at him and be like, all right. Look, gambling never hurt anyway. Me anyway.
Well, gamble. I'm sure you'll find a winner or two. But for the simple black market, and as he kind of like leans over and looks at Nyurja, 5 gold simply to peruse, take a look at those things. If you are still interested in the beasts, he looks at Vhalen, it would be 50 gold for you, 50 gold for your bodyguard as well. If you're more interested in humanoid counterparts, that is cheaper. 20 gold per.
Okay. Vhalen's going to kind of go into his pouch, but like try to like mage hand over his existing hand like a glove.
No, okay, yeah.
So he can open it without having to prestidigitation himself in front of this guy. And pull out 100 gold.
Yeah, and you're towards the back, so you don't even need a roll because you have plenty of bodies that are kind of in between you and him. So, like, unless he's like, everybody move, he can't see what you're doing. So you're pulling out how much?
100, because I have to pay for Kodrono as well, right?
Okay, yeah, correct. So you grab 100.
Daddy's got all the money.
Foos, one more time, how much was mine? 20?
Yes. I thought yours was cheaper. Hold on, let me double check.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I got lost in the numbers. I was listening to the other.
No, it's okay. 20 was the humanoid counterparts for him.
Oh.
I believe your. Oh shit! Hold on. I just opened.
Mine was 5.
5.
Yours is 5. Yeah.
5.
I was
Okay.
like, yours is cheap. I remember.
Nyurja just basically does this with one hand and then just gives 5 gold.
The way you did it, are you doing it one at a time?
No. Like he's going like and then like fishing for it, and then
old lady paying bus fare.
I thought you were like,
exactly. I mean, it's gonna be like. I have a question, and I need everybody's input on this. Which makes her look more desperate to like get in? I guess the faster one would be.
Yes.
Yeah, faster, sloppier delivery. Slightly shaky hands for extra effect.
Right. So she's gonna do that. She's gonna do something like that because she's trying to remember like how weak she was when she was sick, and just kind of handing over the gold like that.
You're just trying to get some rocks.
Yeah. As you do, and he takes it from you. You see him just kind of looking over you. Maybe that should be your first stop. And he collects from Vhalen, and then Eirene.
He's gonna give him 4 very evenly stacked 25 things, like just Like what a monk would do, like perfect
Right, right.
stacks.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Can you see this boy? Just
Yep.
Aw. Who's I got some questions.
yeah.
Since my bag is honeyed up,
Yes.
what combination of spells could I use to get the money?
Can I see her struggle?
No, hold on.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Maya is first in line, right after Corvira. So Vhalen had the benefit of having everyone in front of him. But you have Corvira. You're welcome to possibly duck behind her and try and extract it, but
Sleight of hand.
you'll
Well, I
probably
was
have to
thinking,
do the rest
what if
of your-
like just to press a dissertation and like pluck it up out the bag, like in a flashy trick or something?
I mean, you could press the digitation the honey, but not like the money, money out of the bag or anything like that.
What if we do like a ray of frost, right? And then I use water to make my hand like real slick, so it just goes in there, and
Blows a hole out the bottom of her bag.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just pay you with bah.
Nah. I'm just saying, like, ray of frost. You just conjure the frost and then freeze it, and then like an icy glove. You just pull it back. I don't know.
Can Nyurja see that Irene is hesitating and just take out another 50 and be like,
this is not hesitation.
trying to get in?
Yeah, this is happening like at the same time that you're doing it.
Okay.
So like if she tries something,
I don't think she's gonna.
then I can say you can see that and try and help. But at the moment, she's just getting to the idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If none of that's possible, she's just gonna straight up honey hands, dig it in, press the digitation off with a flick of her fingers, and just be like, "Look, I got my prevention measures. Fingers are loose out here or sticky out here, so gotta take precautions."
Just take it.
The money is clean at this point. She purchased this digitation.
Oh, he knows. It's not that he's reacting to sticky money or anything, but he's just kind of looking over your methods and
I'd react to sticky money.
rude. Thank you.
Look, all right. I have peculiar methods. I know that's how I got all these. All right.
You seem peculiar. You'll blend right in. Don't worry. So, we have, I believe, 3 for the Beast Gallery and 1 for the Black Market immediately. So, I will escort the gallery viewers, I suppose. And you are welcome to come. Hold on 1 second. He's about to be a bad boy.
What was that?
They're clapping, so
Someone
Nubs
got
won't
slapped?
do something. Mama said knock you out.
Yeah, he's about to. We don't let him go on the TV stand. So he looked like he was about to jump up, but
As he shouldn't.
yeah. No, he didn't. I think he's just kind of like, what are you guys doing? I want to do something. So he's hanging out, but he continues. I can escort the 3 for the Beast Gallery first, and I will have someone separate escort you if you're interested. Still, but
I have some time. Before I need it, I can follow them a bit.
if you're going to see the gallery, you will need to pay as well.
Nah, never mind. Thank you.
Then I will send.
I think and Vale's gonna take out some more. She might change her mind once she gets her. What do you guys call it? Fix? And floats another, not floats, but like actually hands him another 50.
Perfect. Then, give me just 1 moment, and you will be able to follow me. Just a second.
Why can't I do that?
He looks over Corvira for a moment, and you hear him just kind of whisper something, but she gives like a kind of a gruff nod. But you see him turn back into the tent and pull a rug away from the sand where there seems to be sort of like a trap door. And it's relatively crude, as this entrance seems to be kind of an easy access place. It's not very well hidden. It's just a matter of keeping sort of like the tent in an area that is easy to miss, which works in this sort of like shanty setup. But he pulls it open and heads down some stairs that you can see from that angle, but closes the door after him and disappears into the darkness. So Corvira turns around to look at each of you, and she doesn't say anything, but just kind of makes eyes with each of you and nods gently, just kind of keep it up. But with her eyes only, doesn't say anything out loud. And then like a minute or two into waiting, she does say softly, I will not be going in with you. This is where we will part.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vhalen is gonna nod. And actually, just so they don't seem sus, past the waiting time with like small talk with like I guess Rags at this point.
Yeah.
Be like, hey Rags, so I'm real interested. So what's the interest plan here? He just like glances over at
I
Dad.
have a slight exit issue. He's also Vhalen is as soon as he left is mentally marking this place, like searing it in his brain,
Okay.
and also trying to like hypothesize where it could like spread out to and how many. This is just like one of hundreds of trap doors. As he goes in there, assuming he goes in that direction,
Mhm.
he's attentive on the environment as much as possible. But in terms of an exit strategy, I don't really have one that doesn't involve either a legit purchase or a hurried escape.
Well, I got that if we need that.
I don't
Need to
know.
make the door motion. But yeah, the question was just like
Do you
interest
have-
on paying for Daph's entry. That you gave her the 50 gold. So it's like, I'm really interested to see what your interest plan is here, since we're all scumbags,
Since we're all scumbags. Oh god. As you guys talk, like a little bit of it gets past, no problem, but probably like a sentence or two into Irene's, Corvira turns and just shh. Like whispers very, very quietly, like almost to the point where you guys can't hear it, but assume we are always being watched.
Of course.
But you are all just kind of waiting at this moment. Thunder is here. Oh, ugly. But as you guys wait, it doesn't take too much longer afterwards. The same human male returns, and you can see sort of a bit of a smile on his face as he arrives, but pushing that trap door open again, as you see some of the sand from the environment kind of like running in and down the stairs a little bit. He just sort of flourishes to the stairs. Well then, prospective buyers, come follow me, and hopefully you'll find something you like.
That would be good.
Looking forward to it.
I assume I don't need to say this, but I will just in case. Keep your hands to yourselves, and keep fingers and limbs away from the bars. Some are untrained, very wild. You understand.
Away from the what? I'm sorry, I missed part of that.
He was saying to keep your fingers and limbs away from the bars. Some of the beasts are wild. What'd you say?
You going on a roller coaster?
No, the bars are the cages.
I know. I'm being silly.
Oh, Maya.
Oh, it's silly Maya.
Oh gosh.
It's silly Maya.
I actually need to pee and feed.
Yay.
So I think this is probably a good place for just like a quick break. Maybe like 10 minutes, I guess. It's
Okay.
It's 1, so I guess we'll be back at like 9:10 or so.
I cast Ice Storm.
9:10.
Storm. Just so we can kind of like get up a little bit, but not for long. We'll be back very, very shortly. But yeah, if you need to grab something, go ahead and do that now.
Thank you.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Dick.
There, I got a crazy. I'm an organist.
Huh,
And my body auto-corrected me to be an old. It was real funny.
I'm so
I
sorry.
first stood up straight and then took one step. My body's like, oh.
I understand that.
I want you to know that I started the recording as soon as you started the story because I was like, this is gonna be good.
Oh no.
So when we come back from break talking like with you talking about how your body was like, you think you're young blood right now, and you are not. let me show you the ways.
You forget you got out of surgery? I did for a minute there. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry you're dealing with that though.
It's funny.
We love you.
Because I stood up straight for like 0.2 seconds.
You have the best goddamn like attitude about all of this. Okay, so just so I remind you all, not that anyone has forgotten probably, but since it is 9:15ish, we're gonna try and end by 10 because we have folks who need to sleep at a good time. It is a weeknight, so we're just gonna try and progress and get to a good spot. If it's an awkward spot, I will do my best to kind of end it at a good spot. But if I push too much or anything, just let me know, and we can emergency cancel if worse comes to worse.
Okay.
But we'll do our best to end before or at, depending on where we get. So just so you guys know. But we're picking back up with you guys. Just now allowed into the thieves' den, into the monster gallery, as it seems to be. So having paid all of your stuff to get inside, you're being led through by a human male who seemed to have been very just sort of interested in all of your excuses for being there and sort of looked over you. But after paying him, he is leading you through at the moment. And let's try and get something ready for you guys. But as you guys are going through, and actually Nanners and Flandy know this in contrast because they were there in the Tuesday session, but these tunnels seem to be very much just dirt and rock. It is large enough to fit each of you very easily, and even Corvira can walk in here without having to kind of hunch over. And the more you're kind of getting an idea of this particular tent and this area, this seems to maybe be like one of the quicker ways in and out, and especially to kind of blend back in with the city. So there's probably a decent amount of traffic that comes through this particular tunnel in this particular location. But as you delve a little deeper into it, oh, sorry, what'd you say?
You just made me think of Zolan.
Oh my God, you're so quiet.
Oh, you just made me think of Zolan. Like the
aw.
tunnels and Dunker and Rock, and I was just like, I remember the bullet. It's so good. Oh.
Zolan is the bestest boy. But yeah, you're as you guys are walking through, it's cold as it normally is every night in the desert. But underground, it is colder. Some of you just kind of feel sort of uncomfortable in this environment. Eirene, however, it does not bother you at all.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're able to recognize that it's colder, but you're like, it's fine. It's like a little draft. It's no big deal at all. But speaking of drafts, it doesn't even feel like there's wind moving through here at all. Everything is just sort of stagnant and earthy. And you guys are walking for a decent amount of time. And after probably 5 minutes of walking or so, the tunnel seems to kind of veer off in a few different openings, but he doesn't seem to lead you down there. You guys kind of stay on this main road, and those other spots that veer off, you can see that the tunnels are a little more narrow, not as tall, probably maybe a little more purposeful in where they go, but this one almost seems to be like the main tunnel that everything else sort of branches off of. But you guys continue, and it even starts to kind of have stepping stones to walk on. It's no longer dirt as you keep going in. But does anybody here have proficiency in perception? Oh, brains are hard. Words are hard. My brain is struggling.
Nope.
I was just about to ask if we notice any
Elevation
landmarks we
drops.
could file away in our thoughts, but
Yeah. I'm going to. I know that Vhalen was trying to map everything out, so you can give me an investigation check in general. That's not necessarily for what's necessarily happening right now, but
that's Vhalen.
We get advantage because of the rings, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if you're within 5 feet of each other, which I imagine you are. I can't imagine you guys being very far from each other.
Was that just Vhalen or Vhalen and Dylan?
If you would both like to, you are welcome to get in on that shit.
God damn. There you go.
Yeah.
Those are
ooh.
terrible rolls. That was a 9 and a 1.
Look, all right, look, all right. I didn't notice that you had 11 in that skill, or I thought maybe, but you know what? That's, man, I still love you.
Thank you.
Yo, why did you like hang so long on that? But it's.
I might have looked at the number and then looked at his camera image and then the number. How do I put this?
I love it, like when your friend is trying to back you up, but even they're like, "No, that was shit." You got good teeth. I don't know how else to tell you this.
Your heart was in it, you know.
Exactly. But you guys continue. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Did anybody have proficiency in perception? I don't think so, right? Just making sure. Okay.
Kodrono?
And Kodrono, I don't think he did it.
Perception?
No, I think he just has high perception because
He has
of his eyes.
proficiency in skull cracking. That's
Right. Exactly.
Then have to heal.
See where to put the hammer.
Yeah. But what is your passive perception though?
It's high as fuck.
High as fuck. Well, how fucking high as fuck?
Yeah, how high them flux is?
15.
Yeah, how high them fucks is. What'd you say?
15.
15. Okay, gotcha. So as you guys are walking through, I would say only Kodrono kind of picks up things here and there. And what you're picking up is footsteps of many different kinds, like different weights and stuff that are happening in the tunnels around you. The tunnel that you're in at the moment is surprisingly very empty, but as you're continuing through, and some of the others that veered off and you guys walked past it, Kodrono, sometimes you hear what sounds like humanoid steps. Not in any kind of rush, but just probably inhabiting an area for whatever reason. And other times you're pretty sure maybe a quadruped of some kind. And other times you're like, I think I heard hooves against stone, but you're not walking on stone. Like you're hearing a few different noises that are kind of catching your attention, and every now and then sort of hushed voices that have been sort of distorted through the tunnels, and probably in an attempt to keep things kind of barricaded in terms of sound escaping the room. But nothing definitive as you continue walking down. But probably like 8 or so minutes into your walk, your human guide kind of turns and starts walking backwards, still leading you guys. But just a reminder, hands and feet inside your personal bubble at all times. I will be handing you off to our resident Beastmaster, but I will be staying here. So I suppose if you need anything, I will be right here. But just keep your manners about you, and I hope you find something you're interested in.
Thanks. Good looking out.
Mm-hmm. Not a problem. Oh God, son of a! I closed roll 20 like a dingus. But he stops.
No.
He stops. It's loading up, and I can describe as he's as I'm loading. It's okay. He stops in front of one of the doors, and you've passed a few on the way, especially when the tunnels were kind of veering off. And most of the doors seem to be wooden. This particular one seems stone. And you do see he has to kind of like grab onto one of the handles, which is one of those like almost like vertical, or yeah, those vertical handles, and just kind of lean, like put his back into it a little bit. But as like the stone grinds against stone in the threshold, it pulls open, and you can actually even see the indent of dirt on the ground as it's just constantly been moved open in this way. And even on the entrance, like you don't necessarily need to check for this or anything. You can see like scratch marks and just damage that's been done to the door itself, only on the inside. But kind of motions for you to step in. If anything goes wrong, we have a few beast handlers as well, but should be fine.
Any of those markings look familiar? Like, say, those of an enraged owlbear?
You can roll me a, I would say either investigation or maybe survival or nature.
Yeah.
Investigation, survival, or nature. Take your pick. It's one of those.
Any
Is it good
skinny
survival?
half-elf bitches, human blondies, or female hobgoblins in the vicinity that might get thrown into a sack of holding?
That you're seeing at the moment, no.
We're not supposed to do that, Ninners.
I mean, if they just fell in there. I don't know how they got in there. I was,
Oh my god.
Who knows?
Well, if we do investigation, we get the double. But she has proficiency in survival.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Shit. All right, fuck it. I'll go through it.
Shit.
Shit. Go ahead and give this a shot. Wish me luck, y'all. I hit the
Go
button.
do it.
Is roll 20 spoke for y'all tonight?
I like that you already hit the button. It's been okay for me. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
very
that's
nice. Very
You
nice.
16.
Wait a minute.
That would have been a 22. Damn it.
Oh my god, no, you got it. No problem. There's a number of scratches and claw marks, and it's a little hard to identify them just because there are so many. And you're actually even catching some sort of like old, dried up blood along some of that as well. But
Jesus.
you've seen Treebender scratch plenty a person, or like stone, depending on where you've been. And it seems similar. It might be a different variation of a owlbear, but it resembles his claw patterns at least and size. And there are some that seem to be smaller. There are some that seem to kind of have like a piercing kind of damage that was done to the doorway and even the ground as you're walking in. But that's a little harder to tell. But it seems at least some of the damage is from owlbears, most likely.
And we do not have a Valorant.
At the moment, you do not.
Damn.
Yeah.
What if we pretend we have spores?
You don't though. Yeah, this doesn't have.
We could just walk in and see what they have too. So
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the door open for you guys to walk in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Valen's walking in.
Okay. And as you're walking in, you can see that there's a few torches that are lit here, acting as the flickering light in the area. And there seems to be it seems to be a very long tunnel that goes for quite some time. But as soon as you walk in, there's cages on either side where you can already hear some things moving and others that seem to be either at rest or otherwise not moving. But a little bit further ahead, you can see there seem to be a pair of guards that also seem to have some whips along their hips, as well as what looks like kind of like a poker of some kind. And just between looking at some of the ends of them, they look like they were sort of recently heated. Some of the bars seem to be kind of mangled in other ways, and even kind of like immediately taking a step inside and looking, you can see that some of the cells where like behind the bars have been damaged to the point where nothing can be housed in there anymore. Like two of them don't even seem to have a floor. Whatever was in there just did so much damage that they just dented it so far downward that they couldn't repair it and had to probably relocate it elsewhere. But
wait to kill the shit out of these people.
But as you guys are walking in, let me take you to your new map.
Cheerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has the darkest campaign?
Get the fuck out of here. Hold on, I gotta paste you guys in so you're here. It's taking real long. Remember how you were asking me if roll 20 was lagging, and I said I don't think so. I think it is. I take it back.
Instead of traditional stitches, they use a funny glue, and it because it's been a few days, it's starting to peel off like Elmer glue.
Oh, jeez.
Remember in school? And I'm so tempted.
Oh boy.
Be a 5-year-old just like, oh, I'm gonna pull it all off.
Oh my god, jeez. I moved my foot and Nubs was right there and I almost kicked him, but I didn't. Jesus. So I know Vhalen said he was going in. What's the marching order? Who's behind him?
Where he goes, I go.
Kodrono's right behind him. Okay.
Nyurja is next to Eirene, wherever she is.
That's delicious.
Irene's gonna be towards the front because she's super confident right now.
Okay.
Real
Sounds
interested in these weirdo pets.
Sounds good. Okay. Let me move you guys over now that everything is where it should be. Think. Okay. Should have updated for you guys.
Wow, this is an interesting map.
It's a very nice looking prison, basically.
Did you say nice looking prison?
So I was like, this is basically a very nice looking prison, and that's it.
Oh no.
But as you guys are walking in, you can see a very well-dressed person, especially considering that they're literally in like an underground prison of some kind, and especially because you can hear some movements around and some growling and some sort of sniffing in some cases, and just general stirring. But the well-dressed half-elf human turns to smile at you and just kind of waves his arm open in a presentory kind of fashion. But welcome, welcome. I heard we had people interested in purchases, but I don't see any familiar faces. I suppose none of you have come to see our glorious arena. Is that true?
Actually, I was hoping to observe that, but apparently that's not open till tomorrow.
Oh, no, it is not. But I'm not entirely sure if we will be showcasing any of our interesting ones tomorrow. Sort of maybe some of the new ones we found, but the best ones will probably be in about 2 or 3 days, if you're interested. I found some new things that we're very excited to show off.
She's gonna step forward and look keenly interested in that. Like, really?
Yes. Well, you are interested in the beast half, which is also one of our fortes. We have a few that have been found recently, but most are imports. One of which is adjusting to the new environment, as you can imagine. But actually, if you just take a look to your immediate left and right, you'll see one that we found, I believe, 3 weeks ago. We're having a very hard time having any attempts at training it, but it is a fearsome foe.
You might give it like a malevolent grin at that one. Fearsome. Just the way
Fearsome
I like
indeed.
it.
And he motions towards your left on the right side. And as you look in, the first thing you see is sort of like a scaly mouth with giant claws next to it. And the creature itself seems to be just armor plated all the way through. But it is rough and jagged and a lot larger than you're expecting and barely seems to fit in that space. But we'll reveal it now.
That's what that is.
It seems to be a bit lethargic at the moment. It's registering you, and the red eyes are sort of blinking in your direction, but it's mostly laying down at the moment and just sort of staring and baring its teeth every so often.
Is that like? Can
Do
we
we
check if that's an
recognize
illusion? I'm sorry.
You can investigation check if you'd like to.
Nyurja's bad at those. Maybe she can.
Well,
You
you
have the buff.
yeah, you have advantage because you have your boys around you in the rings.
Oh. Okay, investigation.
Yeah.
Let's
Can I also
roll.
do that? Because she is keenly interested in figuring out what the hell this thing is.
Nyurja, taking a good look at it, doesn't seem to be fake. And even as you get like, not that you're getting much closer, but just from staying in that environment and seeing it kind of move around, you can actually feel the heat from its breath as it sort of huffs a little bit. So you're pretty convinced this is not an illusion.
Right, but I mean, not. I should have phrased that better. I apologize. That like the kind of like what Ryland did to himself in changing his appearance like that. Nyurja is wondering if the appearance of this thing was changed.
Right.
So
that's what the investigation
okay.
check is. So like,
All right, just making sure.
You looking through that, like, and just so you know, from a meta perspective, if ever a character is trying to like study something and be like, is this an illusion? It's always an investigation check. And it's usually said in the spell, like if someone tries to see through your spell, they need an investigation check to hit a certain DC and whatever that is. So that's what that number was. And
Okay.
you're
just making sure.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be very high for me because I don't know anything about magic.
No worries. No, it doesn't change per person. It's just based on whoever cast it or whatever. So it's not like, you're real dumb. That DC is real high. No.
This investigation is a two-part fire read. Dylan. Firstly, what the fuck is it? And then secondly, does she have trophies of a thing similar to this in her little collection of bottles?
Okay. You rolled investigation, but I think this would be more of a nature check.
Oh, nature.
Yes.
Shit.
So go ahead and roll me a nature check if you don't mind, because you're trying to identify what this is.
Oh, it's not bad. Okay.
Okay. I can actually hear you like holding your breath and then don't worry about it. But in looking over this, and you've never seen one in person, you've heard about them, but this doesn't seem like a regular one at all. But staring at it, this probably looks like maybe a native around here, but some kind of boule of some sort.
No! They must die! They must die super hard!
And as you're kind of looking over that, and the two of you are focusing, and on your right, you'll see not an uncommon variety of owlbear. This one doesn't seem to be much of a fighter, but perhaps you can break it in or get it to do whatever you would like. Perhaps act as a guard, whatever you would like. But he doesn't seem very aggressive for some reason. And you turn to look, and there does seem to be sort of brown, goofy-looking owlbear off to the side.
Vhalen's gonna lean into the cage and very softly whisper, "Would you like to leave?"
Do you still have your crown on?
I absolutely do.
Okay. Are you trying to be hidden about this, or are you?
He's just like he's definitely putting his body between obviously his head and the fancy dude, so he can't get lip read.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. And then go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. Yeah. Don't worry, Dennis. I won't say anything, because if I say anything, then you'll be like, "Why are you making me do this?"
Persuasion. I think you just like me to roll shitty things.
Come on, you got this.
I'm not. No, it's
What's your
that's not an advantage.
expectations around here?
Oh my
God! That's the highest I've ever rolled anything twice.
Jeez, yo!
Hell yeah. See, you got this.
As you're looking and you're talking to this owlbear, as you can see, it doesn't seem as bright as Treebender, as strange as that sounds. Like, Treebender seems to have relatively average intelligence for an owlbear, but this one, it almost just looks like you're almost concerned it's drugged up, but the more you're seeing it, the more you're realizing it just seems to be that way. But it turns and like its attention just snaps at you, whereas once it was kind of like this floaty kind of like, where am I? It just snaps in your direction and stares for probably a little bit longer than you're comfortable with, but takes a few steps towards the bars and just starts kind of like sniffing at you. But you don't get a response, but it seems to be sort of acknowledging you, at least.
He'll let him sniff cautiously his hands. He needs them to cast. So if he sees any kind of snapping, he'll pull him back. But watch for my mark. And he'll back away and just be on the lookout for Treebender. But
I think Dylan, just to play it up, is just going to look over and be like, yeah, those are kind of a dime a dozen in certain territories. I've hunted a few.
Oh, have you? Yeah. Well, most people have encountered one, but it's very rare that you see one probably as docile as this one. Although, I wonder how long that will last. There's a chance that, of course, once you get on its bad side, the true owlbear will show. But he's been in a fight or two and did absolutely nothing during both, unfortunately. So here he is, and here he will stay until we find a place for him. But if you like him, and he kind of looks over Vhalen, considering where you're from, or I suppose where your people are, I wonder if you might find this very familiar. Take a step forward. And if you do, as you do, you see what at first you thought was going to be maybe like a dinosaur or a reptile of some kind. It's bipedal, and it seems to have like a large beak in the front, but it's smooth all the way down its body, and it's like kind of a yellowish color with just like a dark red streak down it, like that starts kind of at the middle of its back and continues onward. And the feet, when you get to them, look more bird-like than they do like a raptor, and raptors are birds, but like a dinosaur or something like that. It seems more bird than reptilian. That's what I was trying to say. But Vhalen, you see what seems to be an oversized abyssal chicken in front of you.
What the fuck?
The old lady.
Yo,
I've
that's wild.
never seen one this large before.
I know most people haven't seen one at all, but that one's special.
Can Dylan get closer and be like, yo,
Eirene,
this is interesting.
I knew you would enjoy our little gallery here. This one has been here for quite a while, and she seems to win most of the fights she's in. As you can see, well, if our combatants are good, we heal them up so that they can continue to perform and, keep the money flowing as we like to. But this one almost needs very little care after every fight. She is vicious and she is strong.
Getting the feeling she eats on the go.
Can you say that again? I think I heard you, but I feel like I misheard it.
Getting the feeling that she eats on the go, meaning in the arena.
Yeah, no, I thought so. Yeah, okay, good. Well, we try to stop if the fighter is worth keeping. However, there are times we lose. Only recently, we have been sort of mixing the contenders depending on how well they perform. Most of the time, it is beast against beast, but we have put her against a few people who are willing to fight, and it did not end well for most of them. She is ferocious.
I'm definitely going to have to watch her in action.
She will be fighting in 3 days if you're interested.
Oh, yes. Clap her hands together. Like,
Well,
give me, if you don't mind, give me a deception check at advantage.
okay.
while that's happening, can Nyurja do investigations just to see if those two are also having illusions up?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And again, you're like, you can position yourself so that you're close enough so you get the bonus. At the moment, you guys are a little scattered, but if you're doing it as they're talking, you can still get your advantage. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
Yes.
1 and 2.
Okay.
Okay, not great.
No, it's okay. I mean, you got a 21 on one of them.
This one was awesome.
Yeah, I did. That's true. Yeah, the first
Yeah,
one
you're,
was.
selling,
awesome. You're right.
you're selling yourself short, girl. I'm not here
Good.
for it.
I
But,
apologize.
staring at them each individually, there hasn't been a single one that you're confident is fake. And part of it is also like the environment is selling you, right? You're looking around and you're seeing chains on the ground. You're seeing claw marks and blood and weight that has been dragged across this ground that does not seem to be done by regular human standards. But it's selling you on it for sure. But as you are looking around, he motions towards the other side. By the way, she is such an incredible creature that if you look across the way, that is her fault. And as you look, you see 2 of the rooms that have been absolutely demolished and are no longer usable, just emptied out. But we finally found a way to kind of keep her satiated. And part of that is just to make sure that she is fought enough times within a certain amount of time. But anyway, I can run you through everything that you see here, but is there anything that you're interested in? Because as you can see, we have pretty rare display for most cases, and depending on how well they've performed or if they have it all, that will change the price of things. You understand.
After that, and she's gonna point to the chicken, I just want to see the exotic goodness you've got here.
Oh.
I'm looking. Do you have maybe a second owlbear? Having them in pairs could make for an interesting tandem fight.
We have, I believe, 5 or so more, if I remember correctly. One is a child, though, so I wouldn't quite. I mean, unless you're interested in rearing it from its youth to.
Oh, they gonna die so hard.
Vhalen turns again, kind of shielding his reaction, but looks directly at Nyurja like.
And seeing that Nyurja says, Yeah, from a kid, they can probably like attach to you better.
They certainly can, but you have to take the time to do so. It is quite a demanding experience, and that is most of the time what we do here if we have one. But this particular one we only found, I think. And he looks back towards one of the sort of like the beast tamers you see along the walls there, and one of them just kind of motions like a few fingers, and he's like, I think 3 weeks ago. So it's new. Still trying to figure out what's going on, but certainly a buyer will come about, or we will wind up training it to also participate in what we have here. But if you're looking for perhaps more exotic owl bears, we have one that is not native to this land. So if you're planning on keeping it here, it might not be the best fit. But you can follow me, and he kind of like leads you a little bit further down. But right on top of him, he leads you a little bit further down and kind of like motions to the side. And to your left, you see a fully white owl bear, except for what seems to almost be like tiger stripes of black, only against its back. Its entire face and stomach seem to be completely white. And you can see this particular one, unlike the other that you saw that was kind of goofy looking, and the boulet that seemed kind of lethargic, and the abyssal chicken, which seemed kind of to be relaxed for some strange reason, probably because of the amount it has been fed. This particular one seems to just kind of be standing upright. And thankfully the ceiling seems to be high enough to house it, but it otherwise is a very imposing creature, standing on its hind feet at a good, like, 12 feet tall or so. But it seems to just be staring down at everything that comes your way.
Wow.
But this one, as mentioned, is from a land far away, actually. I'm not entirely sure. It was only recently brought to us, but I hit hide instead of reveal. Oh, no, I did hit reveal. Fuck you. I did it right. Fuck you.
Don't grab yourself,
Right.
please.
Okay. I thought I fucked up, but I didn't. But you see what seems to be, if you could put words to it, a snowy polar bear, owl bear. It is
Snow owl bear.
a snow owl. It's a snow owl.
Owler bear.
Polar
An
snow
owler bear. That's great.
Polar bear.
Snow owl polar bear.
Snowy owl bear.
A snowy owl bear. I guess that works. A snowy owl. But that guy get the polar bear. A powler bear.
Yeah, that was great.
Owler bear.
I like powler bear. But this one does, as I mentioned, just seems imposing and large and looming. But it also seems strangely calm, and it's staring at each person that seems to come by. And as its eyes are just huge and black, there's something that's like a little unnerving about it. And maybe it's just because this is probably the first one that you've walked into that you really feel like you're in a predator's gaze. It's just staring each and every single one of you down, and a part of you is like, is this thing planning its escape right now? Because it kind of looks like it is. But
He's gonna be like, holy sh. Although I will say its left paw looks kind of sassy.
ooh, girl.
Mhm.
But
You guys have no idea what I'm planning, bitch.
oh, bitch, you don't even know. But the man behind you kind of just watches you guys from like a safe distance. But, yes, so as I mentioned, not from this environment. Very much loves the nights here. However, if you do plan on taking it, I don't know if I would keep it here in the desert. I don't think it would fare very well. Also, I should have probably said this at first, but it is very important that you keep this between us, of course. So I don't expect to see you walking through the city with one of these. And if you do, we will make sure that you are never found. So please do us the favor and take care of your prize, if you're interested.
I think that's strike 5. Right? That's right. We're counting. That's 5.
Patience.
Yeah.
Vhalen's like, I want to kill you. Let me count the ways.
Can Nyurja do another investigation check, please?
Absolutely, go for it.
She's essentially like looking to see if there's an illusion. If there's
Oh,
truth.
I don't know why I didn't. The number came up, but it didn't register. I was like, cool. What? But yeah, you are once again quite sure that none of these seem to be fake.
Okay.
You know, after that chicken back there, damn.
I dare say we probably have one of the best markets that you can find. But we also have, you know, as I suppose, an international interplanar market here. So these are the ones that we keep for show if you're interested, of course. But there are others if you're interested. And Eirene, I'm assuming, is kind of walking off, as is Vhalen. I don't know who moved first, so
I'll give it to Irene. Okay.
okay. It can be
Okay, you move first.
okay.
To be fair, one of us should be in the vicinity of another at all given times for bonus checks. So, in that
Are
case,
you weirdly French?
Ruby.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. But
Hi there.
the whole group just moves as a unit. Like, we gotta
Mm.
keep this bonus up. We gotta stay close with
Yeah.
each other at all times.
You gotta get up there all like weird, but hey, what you got over there?
You got it. As we move to this one, the man kind of stays where he is, but gestures. This one is one of our oldest fighters. He was one of the originals. Has been here for a little bit, and he is quite feisty. I don't know if I would offer him for purchase, to be honest. I think he's simply more a display of what you can find and what you can make. And as you guys look in, you see what seems to be kind of a typical owl bear that is normally found in forests, nowhere near this city because you're in a desert. But nothing that is native to here. But it is old and it seems a little grizzled, and there's a look to it that is almost beyond a feral look. Like it almost seems as though it's calculating, and perhaps that comes with the wisdom and age of fighting as often as it has. But you do see another owl bear in here, just sort of barely contained in his space, it seems. And much like the others, it does seem as though there was some healing that has been done. Perhaps some scratches that were caused in combat but were otherwise healed, but maybe some of the feathers didn't quite come back perfectly. So there's where wounds would have been slight patches in his fur or his feathers. But
another one, please.
Sure, go ahead. I can keep the 19 for each of them after this.
Oh, yeah. Can you?
I'm just saying, like, she's just gonna keep her guard about her and
Okay.
everything. I will let you know if anything catches your attention.
Yes. Yeah. It's probably kind of cumbersome. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, just to keep things smooth. Usually, we'll do that. We'll say like just roll once, and we'll keep that for this experience.
Yes.
So now that I know that you'll be doing that each time, we'll do that from here out. So no worries.
Thank you for this.
No problem. But he continues. But yes, he has been fighting for, I think, he looks back at, again, one of the trainers behind him. I think 8 years or so. Very talented. I has only lost a handful, if I remember correctly. So, but he was also trained very well and seems to be performing very well.
Dylan's going to tilt her head and just regard him with like faux interest and just be like, "You would be fun."
Well, as mentioned, I don't believe he is for it. Also, it would be a bit of a bad sell, as I don't imagine he has much left in him. So you wouldn't get too much use out of him, which of course if you are willing to pay the price, you can have him, but I wouldn't suggest it. And as you guys are kind of taking a look at that, Kodrono, with your passive perception alone, you hear sort of like soft scratching that catches your attention behind you. And as they're talking and as you turn to look to the other side, you make out a mostly unconscious tree bender kind of scratching at the ground and making eye contact with you.
Oh shit.
Can I just throw all my dice at the screen?
Roll initiative.
Just a bunch of dice just bounce off my monitor.
I'm gonna throw all of my weapons at this man.
This half elf, was he the wizard? Can I deduce that was the wizard that they were talking about?
You do remember she said that she believed it was female.
Okay.
Yeah.
So other than that not matching up, you can give me an investigation check if you just want to see if he has any wizardly ways about him.
Yeah, any kind of sagely, magely ways.
What I got here is a slim, short, half-elven or human wizard, female.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nice. Jeez.
God damn.
That's fantastic.
You looking like I know what you
Yo.
do.
Yeah, in staring at this man, your investigation was so high. Okay. I was like, what do I hide? Nothing. You rolled a fucking 25.
Hey, you get his social dinners?
You know where he is.
I'm about to get his head.
Get his social
Patience.
dinners.
But as you're looking at him, you're starting to see what looks like the handle of a bladed weapon on his hip that otherwise looked like it was cloaked with magic. However, you were able to see just a little bit of a shimmer so that you were able to catch, like, there's a weapon. There's certainly a weapon there. And clearly the magic or the weapon seems to have magic of its own. Besides that, on him, he seems to be very sort of like neatly put together. But on one of his vest pockets, there does seem to be a slight bulge of perhaps a book or something, maybe a ledger, something vaguely book shaped along his breast pocket, most likely, but it is sort of hidden from the eye. And looking at his general physique, he's relatively young, seems to be in okay shape, probably in his like mid 30s, most likely. Can't tell if he's a warrior per se, but he's certainly capable in some ways. If nothing, then at least magic likely.
Mm.
Okay.
We're gonna perform a trick.
Oh.
Death. That's the trick. We're just gonna kill him in the heart.
I see this man and I want to kill him dead.
So
Yeah, Kodrono, you saw it first, so I can't do anything.
Yeah, Kodrono, you saw Treebender as they were looking at this. So yeah, sorry, there was a lot of information.
there is a lot.
What is this?
You heard Treebender right behind you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't reveal him. I'm sorry. Hold on, I got you, buddy. There you go. There's your and in turning around to see him, you can already see a part of that cell that he has damaged as he was attempting to escape.
Yes.
And in staring at him, you can see that he is probably sedated in some way and is fighting it, but recognized you and was starting to kind of scratch at the ground to catch your attention.
Who else is like nearby? I mean, like, are there like guards or whatever?
It's a little hard to see because they're so dark, but there's 4 like beast tamer / guards that are kind of really close to you guys. They're on either side of those little walls that are kind of protruding. So you have 2 that are within 10 feet of you, and he's really small, but your shitty little guy, this dude's right next to you. So know your enemy. Okay, who are you staring at?
I am staring at the meanest looking one of them. Which one seems biggest to Nyurja? And most like the one that's going to give them the most trouble. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Like physically imposing, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. It would probably be the front right one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to grab my thing instead. Yeah, that guy. That's the one.
I got you.
And
okay.
So you're doing that now.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and let me know what you would like.
I have to. I get to pick.
I'm sorry.
I get to pick two.
Stop dying, girl.
Don't die.
No. There's no dying in baseball. Okay. I need armor class and hit points, please.
Okay, gotcha. If you don't mind, just type it in for me so I remember it's there because my brain's real small tonight. So help me out.
It's okay. I'm here for. I can't spell armor class.
That's what it's called. But you're doing that at the moment. So you spotted it. Did you say anything? You were just taking a look around, Kodrono, right? You weren't gonna.
Yeah, I mean, if there's No staff members.
There are staff members, yeah. But your team at the moment isn't looking in his direction at the moment.
Oh, okay. If they're still staring at that other thing, then he's just gonna keep quiet until we like move on.
Okay. All right. So you're kind of keeping quiet about it, but
Yes.
he does sort of turn around with a bit of a pep to his step and motion. Now, these are the ones that we've sort of very recently found. One, I believe, is certainly not a native to here, but was found otherwise, and we have him here, and he motions towards Treebender. And on the other side, we do have the new child, which is also capable of being reared, perhaps in whichever way you might like. And the icon is wait. Nope, that's the wrong thing. I have to use the reveal. There we go. I did it. It's not as big as you see here, but it does seem to be a relatively freshly hatched owlbear, probably not more than like 5 or 6 months old in there. And this one also seems to be either sedated or just sort of out of it a little bit, just kind of sitting in that cell. But he motions and kind of walks behind you guys, still kind of with his arms behind his back in the sort of proper stance. And as I mentioned, if any of them catch your attention, please let me know.
Twice in a row. This is another peculiar find. Where'd you find this one?
As soon as he Vhalen at this point is like visibly like damn near. If he didn't have 8 strength, he would have shattered this wooden pole right now. He's at the point where he's almost shaking, like he's trying to hold on. But you guys maybe have a minute to talk about this before shit goes down. Fair warning.
I would say as a group, you're able to, like, you guys know Vhalen, and like you're seeing him just visibly upset, but kind of like holding it together. You do also recognize that this sort of ringleader man is like looking in his direction at this point as well, and is, are you overcome with the choices we have before you, or do you need a moment?
He does a lot of planning. Like coordinate, lots of minions. Like and it's just like thumbs backward towards the
that's the same
giant half orc behind him. He's always like, in that strategic mindset. It's weird. It's the thing he does.
Can Nyurja let out a really loud burp?
What?
Absolutely, you can let out a burp. You do not need to ask me if you want to belch. Go for it, girl.
How do I roll for this?
What?
Like it's a performance?
What are you trying to do?
Nyurja is trying to like break some of the tension and like have eyes go to her so that she can continue to like seem that she's not doing so well while she can still make observations, almost like 1,000-yard stare. So this burp is gonna like let them know maybe she's nauseated.
Okay.
Maybe she's not doing well.
Gotcha. You're trying to show that you're like, you're not doing great.
Like I'm chosen.
Yeah. I would say perception. Whoa. Performance or deception. I don't know if there's a difference.
Those are both ones.
Great. Okay.
I only rolled deception once before, so let's try it again. Let's see how this happens.
Go for it.
Please.
Oh, nice. Holy shit. So,
it's like a wet burp if possible.
What'd you say?
It's like a wet burp if possible.
Oh no.
Nice. A juicy one. That's the word you're looking for.
No. Okay. Oh god. So fucking Nyurja just rips the juicy burp in the background.
And then she kind of like
and you see all of the guards and even this sort of like ringleader, all of them just sort of turn in your direction. And 3 of the guards look impressed. Like one of them is borderline like, that's very nice. But the others just seem like genuinely either like surprised or concerned. And as the ringleader like turns to look towards you as well, his eyes sort of like narrow and okay. If you're nauseous, I just ask that you please not vomit in here.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Do you
apologize.
need an escort? Or at this moment, he does seem to be kind of like locked with Nyurja, just sort of
As
like,
soon as his attention is turned, I'm gonna kind of gesture towards Treebender.
Mhm.
Is he like in touch range?
He's pretty much, as you see, like towards the back. And this is so sad. You see him kind of like trying to crawl his way towards you, but he's so lethargic. Like it's a
Can I get my staff close to him?
if you lean your whole arm in there, you probably can.
We're doing it. He's
Oh,
leaning
no.
in and he's casting Lesser Restoration through the staff onto Treebender.
It's
Subtle.
supposed to give us a minute. A fucking
You ain't got a
minute.
minute. It's too late.
No.
So he's subtle
You
casting.
didn't even see the
that.
other 2 gauges, you bastard.
So it doesn't look like he's casting a spell. He's just touching it with the stick. So it's not
Okay,
overt.
but you
yet.
are
Yeah.
reaching in. Okay,
Yeah.
so as you're doing this, there's a few things that are going to happen at the same time, and we're at like 10ish. So basically, this is going to happen. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to pick up next time. Anyway, but you start reaching in, and the guard that's to the
amazing.
exact right of Nyurja is seems to catch the motion of him like leaning in, and this one seems to be female, and you see her just kind of like, I wouldn't do that. You're going to get hurt, and like she takes a step towards you, and like it's not necessarily threatening. It's just like you shouldn't be there. Like she seems like almost like the zoo employee. Like please don't jump in the lion's den. That's a bad idea. But she's walking towards you. The ringleader still seems sort of distracted with Nyurja, but as she says that, you see his head turn. And give me, I don't even know. What's it?
Wait.
It's subtle cast. I didn't
No,
get a chance to
it
use it because you fucking kind of shit
I
out of
know
me
it
last
is.
time.
You're fine. It's not your subtle cast. That's what I'm concerned about.
To help
And,
cover this, can Irene like kind of wrap her arm around his shoulder and be like, I know you're excited, old man, and try to drag him off towards the ones that aren't.
This one
Like,
doesn't look
open.
all that healthy, and he's hence the poke, just to see
all right.
if it could react to
You guys
stimuli.
can roll deception at advantage or 1 deception each.
And she got real quiet.
Yeah. I think you're real nervous.
You are rolling deception at advantage. Are you kidding me right now? You want my +0 sub 10 roll? I'll give it to you, but I'm trying to save my homeboy right now. How dare you?
I got this. I hope I got this. We
You
got
gotta-
inspirations, right?
Oh
Also-
yeah.
Yeah, actually, both of you have inspirations
You
tonight.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm rolling my inspiration. I need the shit to be as high as
Oh,
possible.
shit.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Am I rolling too? Okay.
No, she's rolling.
I don't know why I did
No,
that.
it's not 120, girl.
I like
In
to
my
roll.
defense, drugs. Okay.
That is
Yes. There we go.
that's a good
What's that? What's that whole roll? 16 plus 9 plus 107.
Yeah. Yeah, Nyurja, don't worry, I got you. Basically, I'm gonna have a few bits of information happen, and then we're gonna end it because
Okay.
I don't want it to get too late. It is a weeknight.
Just
But basically, Irene comes about and is just like, "It's okay, old man. Don't worry about it." And the guard is still kind of like walking towards you, but she stops probably like about here, like about 10 feet away from you, and just seems to kind of be like looking in at the cage and just sort of trying to find out what's going on. And at the same moment, I would say Kodrono, you're probably the only one who notices this because you're the only one kind of like close enough and possibly noticing. You you probably just hear at first the sound of something sort of unsheathing, and you turn to see the ringleader kind of holding something that you don't actually see, but he's kind of looking in your direction and told you to keep your hands to yourself. And as he's about to continue, Treebender, with the lesser restoration, the golden light of Oriana from your staff coming out and just cleansing the lethargy from him, sedation, that's the word I was looking for, as well, just immediately stands up and full body roars in a roar you have never heard before, and runs as fast and as hard as he can into that gate. And with that and this fucking chaos that has now started, I will need an initiative roll. We will start with fucking mess.
Remember to select your
I'm throwing my inspiration at my initiative.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Make sure you,
Shit!
you're gonna what?
Kodrono wants to punch the nerd.
The nerd, you're gonna punch him. Just turn around and punch him. Fuck you, sir.
That's a 29.
29.
Hell yeah.
God damn. All right, just make sure you edit your
Already did
numbers
physique.
on the list if you see them. Oh shoot, who else was I gonna? Oh, okay, Nyurja. You were checking the AC and the what was it?
Fuck, I'm scrolling.
You had it, didn't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
I did. Wait, where
Let's
is it?
go.
Oh no, it's higher than I thought. Okay, hit points and armor class. So armor class, it's always in reference to you. So what's your armor class again?
My armor class is 19.
Okay, armor class is equal to yours, and hit points is greater than yours, superior. So that's what
I'm writing this in the notes.
19, but then it disappeared.
Is equal. Just so you remember that you did this.
I got it. I did.
You got it. Thank you,
I
girl.
did it. Yeah.
You got this shit.
Does
Okay.
he have his the anti-fire thing on him?
His
ring?
fire resistance.
Yeah.
Oh
You were staring
yeah,
at-
the ring. Did they take the ring off?
you were staring.
They
at
did.
it.
I'm gonna take that out. Well, anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, it does not seem to be on his wrist.
Well, escape is not the only option. We got to murder everyone until I find that ring.
Okay. I realized I probably should have had the other two roll as well, and I kind of fucked this up. But when usually we have our votes for whoever gets inspiration, I'm gonna have it at the start of next session, just because our whole group is split kind of, and you guys get inspiration, so you're out. So what we'll do is we'll roll it at the start of next session, so you guys have it. So that's how we'll do it. And you guys, once again, are making me do 2 combats at the same time because you're in a fight and the other team is in a fight. This is gonna be great.
I mean, what else did you expect?
So we will pick up this fucking chaos on Saturday.
Sturdy.
And, yeah, we'll go from there.
Good
Yo,
job, guys.
Awesome shit.
Some shit all around.
Yeah.
Your placement makes me real sad right now.
Yo, Vhalen has 0 spells right now, right? You're pleased.
I have one
don't know
more.
if you noticed?
yeah.
I
but-
had 3 last night or Tuesday night, and then I burnt 1 for that. The second one was less than just 3. I have my level 5 from Arcane recovery at that shawarma.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I have is I would truly be out if it wasn't for that.
Right. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, Fuz,
Yeah.
once Tree Vendor was pointed out, did you notice my arrow just kind of
Oh, no, I didn't.
radius
noticed
all over the
everyone.
place?
There was so much.
Fireball these assholes.
I knew the second that I revealed Tree Bender, it'd be like, it's fucking on. You know, like,
Yeah.
and that was part of the reason he was as far in as he was. Because, we wanted to like build up the tension and like
Yeah.
shit. But anyway, we're gonna end here, and we'll be back tomorrow for Netherses. But Saturday is when we will continue this 2 combats at the same time.
This campaign. You're
So sorry,
welcome,
Fuz, but
Fuzz.
also,
It's
this
time
is
to be
awesome too,
fun.
so
No, I love you guys, and like I don't know. I think most of you know this at the same time. This particular section of what has happened to like you guys in Treebender was all a random roll on your event, like for that day. So like the fact that that was rolled the same time that like the craziness on the roof was happening, and now it's turning into this is like the funniest shit. You cannot plan this amount of chaos. That was just roll.
I'm sorry, when did we roll? For that?
When you guys were tailing Vhalen and Giant Eagle and stuff, I believe you were the one who rolled a D8 to see like what your experience was going to be, and you rolled for the Tree Bender kidnapping scene.
Because you owe her an inspiration for that poor pal.
I'm sorry, girl. I love you. Oh,
it's cool, Vhalen. We're saving him right now.
Treebender.
it's not your fault.
You need to make the right foods, give her a fucking an inspiration.
Give her an apologization because
Okay. Let's sign off real quick.
perspiration.
Good night. Good night. Oh my god.